Everybody, just going to have a quick look at the soaking rain that we could be in for on Wednesday. It looks like we could have a really intense area of low pressure coming up from the south on Wednesday. It could give us some really very wet weather indeed. I didn't have time to look at this in detail yesterday for the weekend forecast, so I thought I'd have a quick look at it in some detail today because it's quite an unusual area of low pressure really that's been predicted by the computer models this morning. Anyway, before I get on with the video, I just want to say that there'll usually be a video ad overlaying my web videos at gavsweathervids.com. Please play those video ads. You'll be supporting gavsweathervids.com by doing that. Also want to mention the website where the charts are coming from. It's weathercentral.de. You can find that website on my links page. So this is the forecast from the GFS model for Wednesday the 15th of August, midnight on Wednesday the 15th of August. Not a lot to look at this point. We've got this area of low pressure down to the southwest of the country, off the coast of the Bay of Biscay, and that's the low pressure really. That's going to be the troublemaker as we go through Wednesday. But at midnight on Wednesday, that low pressure doesn't look anything particularly out of the ordinary. But just look what happens as we run through the charts, going up to 6 o'clock in the morning. That low pressure is deepening off the coast of France, and then look what happens as we go up towards lunchtime and then on in towards 6 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. It deepens like mad, very tightly packed isobars being wrapped around this area of low pressure. We go down to 990 millibars across Ireland with this low pressure. That's very low pressure really for August. A major area of low pressure is winding up here just to the southwest of the country at this point, and then that low pressure really sits over the top of the country as we go through into Thursday. As I say, a very deep area of low pressure for the time of year, 990 millibars, and it's unusually deep. We normally have an area of low pressure that deep, and the isobars wrapped around that low pressure indicating the risk of gales, maybe even severe gales around some of the southern and western hills and coast. Now, one of the reasons that this low pressure is becoming so intense is the jet stream. Here is the jet stream forecast for Wednesday at midnight, and we see we've got a strong jet stream streak here running down towards the coast of Portugal and northern Spain, and then pushing back up in towards the Bay of Biscay. So we've got a very strong jet stream streak, a lot of energy associated with that low pressure. That jet stream is still there running to the south of the country as we go in towards lunchtime on Wednesday. So the jet stream is one of the reasons that the low pressure is going to become a major feature, but it's not the only reason. The main reason actually is the upper air temperatures. It's the warmth and humidity associated with this area of low pressure. So just look at this, and this is the these are the 850 temperatures, upper air temperatures at midnight on Wednesday. We can see that we've got generally warm air here across most of northern and western Europe. It is quite a warm scene, but we've got some very hot air down over France and into Spain and Portugal as well. The 20 Celsius isotherm there is across Spain, just coming up in towards southern France. So some really hot air is associated across France and Spain ahead of that low pressure. There's the low pressure in the Atlantic. So as we run through the charts, we can see that the low pressure deepens down to the southwest of the country, and we pull up this very hot, very warm and humid air into that low pressure system. As it's winding up to the southwest of the country, the warmth is being pulled up from France in towards the low pressure, and that's just fueling that area of low pressure. And then as we go towards at 6 o'clock in the evening, the 15 Celsius isotherm is there just off the coast of East Anglia. As I say, pulling some very warm, very humid, very moist air into that low pressure, and that just fuels the low really and allows it to deepen. It gives it the energy that it needs to really wind itself up into a major feature. And then as we go towards midnight on Thursday, we're actually starting to clear away that hot and humid air, or the hottest and the humidest of the air to the east. We're starting to bring something cooler and fresher in off the Atlantic on the southern side of that low pressure. Another way of looking at it is with the dam line. These are the thickness lines, I should say, the thickness dam lines, and we can see that we've got the 564 line here across England and Wales. We're within the 564 line, I should say. That's really where the hot air is. It's behind that line that we have the hot air across the bulk of Spain and in towards France as well. So we pulled that 564 line northwards into the British Isles, and it's fueling into that area of low pressure down to the southwest of the country. This isn't that far removed from how tropical features develop, believe it or not. The tropical features do use the hot and humid air to really give them their fuel and give them their energy. This isn't that far removed from that, although of course this isn't a tropical feature. It's not forming over tropical waters, but it's a kind of a similar way to how those features do tend to form. And if you have a look at the dew points, again this is another indication really of humidity in the atmosphere. We can see that the dew points are going to be very warm on Wednesday, and we're pulling even warmer dew points up from the south and from the southeast onto the east side of the country. The low pressure, remember, is sat just to the southwest of the country, so it's the warmth, it's the humidity, it's the high temperatures at 850 millibars that are fueling that area of low pressure. So the result of all this is some very heavy and torrential rain. This is the rainfall precipitation forecast from the GFS finally for midnight on Wednesday. We can see that all the rain is to the west and to the southwest of the country. Not a great deal of rain to go out at that time, but just on what happens as we go towards 6 o'clock in the morning. Some very intense rain developing there. The purples and pinks are beginning to show up. There's the scale there. The purples, pinks is indicating the heaviest of the rain. As we move through in towards lunchtime on Wednesday, we see some torrential rain there down to the south and to the west of the country, and then that torrential rain becomes more widespread as we go in towards Wednesday. This is indicating at least 25 millimeters widely across many parts of the country, up to 50 millimeters, maybe more in some places. That's 2 inches of rain. It would, if it comes off, give us the risk of flooding, obviously, because 2 inches in the space of a few hours will be enough to push the rivers up and get them flooding. And then as we go through in towards midnight on Thursday, that heavy and torrential rain then moves northwards in towards Scotland. But this is looking like a very major weather event, actually. If this comes off as the model is predicting this morning, we really will know about it on Wednesday. It's going to be a very, very wet day indeed. Probably not too bad in the morning, but certainly turning very wet through the afternoon and into the evening. Now, it's a little way off, so there's still a bit of uncertainty about it, really. I'll keep you updated on it over the next couple of days, because, as I say, it could be a very significant weather event. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.